All of these movements will be shown in gliders. You can, of course, do them without. The first one here, as you do your beast liftoff, your goal is to keep the spine as flat as possible and to not let the gliders slide back at all. Next, you'll come up into the static beast hold position, and then you will slide one glider back, coming into hip extension. While doing so, really focusing on keeping the core nice and tightly wrapped, keeping that spine from moving. Then we go into this fun glider adduction in frog. So your knees are on your gliders and you're going to slide out with control to a point that feels comfortable for you, and then squeeze your inner thighs together. This can be pretty intense, so please start with a smaller range of motion before you go too deep. We will finish with glider pike ups from beast. So starting in your beast position, you will pike the hips up, trying not to move the gliders at all. Try to open up the shoulders as you press the hips up into that pike position, and with control, come back to your beast. Hello, and welcome to our little mobility flow. We're going to begin standing in Tadasana, or mountain pose, and you will slowly roll all the way down to the floor, and then soften the knees and begin to roll yourself back up. As you are rolling, try to articulate each aspect of your vertebra as you roll down, seeing if you can imagine that you're rolling each piece of your spine one by one. Be sure to make a firm connection between your feet and the floor. Feel into how your core has to work in order to help this articulation happen. Let your head be nice and heavy. If necessary, you can always have yoga blocks or cushions on the floor to bring the floor a little higher towards you. We're then going to come into ragdoll. With ragdoll, we are going to sway side to side to a point that feels good. When you feel like you've rocked or swayed enough, go ahead and settle on in, letting the head be as heavy as possible, reaching the elbow tips towards the floor. We'll unravel, walking out to our first downward dog of today. In our down dog position, we will then lift the right leg into a one-legged dog. We are then going to open the hips, stacking the hips, bending the heel or bending the leg, pulling the heel towards your glute. Option to flip your dog. If you've never done this, I highly recommend doing it. I think it's so fun. It feels great through the whole entire front side of the body. From here, we're going to thread the leg through, coming into fallen triangle. Reach big, open up your chest, and push the hips towards the ceiling. We'll gently come down to our hips and then settle into a nice wide-legged forward fold. Try to keep the spine nice and long. Breathing here, in and out through your nose. We're going to reach on back, lifting ourselves back up into that fallen triangle. Placing the hand on the floor, we will rethread the foot through, coming back up to our three-legged dog, and then settling into half pigeon with the right leg in front. As you are in your half pigeon, try to keep those hip points both facing straight ahead. The back knee, see if you can keep that facing towards the floor. If you feel called to, you can go into a bit of a quad stretch here. Releasing that foot, hand on the floor, we will rise up, coming back into a three-legged dog, and then we will settle back into down dog, and then repeat all of this on the other side, starting with our three-legged dog, opening our dog, stacking the hips, and then flipping our dog. Reaching, expanding, opening up your chest, opening up your heart, opening up your hips. Revolving back towards the floor, threading that leg through, coming into your fallen triangle on the other side, pressing those hips up, opening up the chest, lowering down, nice and gentle to your wide-legged forward fold. Reaching through the crown of the head, we'll reach back, hips rise up, we reach, and we unravel, coming back to our three-legged dog, settling into pigeon on this side of the body. Again, try to keep the hip points facing straight ahead. See what little micro adjustments need to be made here. We will go into a quad stretch if that's available to you. If not, you are more than welcome to stay in your half pigeon or to come down to the forearms. If you did have the quad stretch going on, see if you can, with control, release the foot and not have it slingshot towards the floor, kind of like mine just did. From here, we'll rise up, we'll return back to our three-legged dog, planting our feet into downward dog and walking the hands back. Soften the knees, roll the spine up once again, big open, reach back, hands through heart center. Nice work.